So Coach Fish was telling us that last Tuesday you kind of came up to him and said, I see that tight end is lacking a little bit of depth. Can I help out in any way? Can you take us through that conversation?
Realized that our tight ends were going down, so I wanted to help out the team. Opportunity to get on the field. So what I told him was like, you can use me. That's about it.
Was it in a meeting or was it before practice?
It was more so after practice because I was watching. I was like, I could be taking reps at tight end. Yeah, a little popped out, and I said, okay, let me go talk to him.
Do you have some experience at tight end in high school or anything like that, or you just observe and then pick it up?
Just an athlete, man. I just want opportunity to get on the field, so I took it.
Were you expecting to get on the field against Oregon? You only moved to that position like a week ago.
You never know when your number is called, so you got to practice to stay ready for it. So that was what I did.
What was your reaction when they did call your number?
Another job to do, so I was excited to help the team out.
What was Coach Fish's reaction when you're like, hey, let me move positions and let me help this team out?
Coach Fish, he liked that I took initiative. He was excited for it, just like I was, so I was happy for that. What's
the biggest thing you need to learn in terms of picking up this new position?
Everything. Get better at everything. Blocking, routes are the same, but it's a whole new world. So I'm ready to learn.
How much different is it lining up tight as opposed to being outside?
Just the stance, but besides that, it's still got to block, still got to catch, run. Same parameters of being a receiver. So it's not that big of a transition. Just the guys are bigger across from you.
Did Fish kind of make a unique spot for you in the sense that you're not really lining up on the line like, say, a Caleb or even Austin Roberts, that you're kind of H-back a little bit?
To me, tight end is tight end, so wherever he tells me to line up, I just line up. Mm-hmm.
How's Coach Rip helped you move?
Coach Rip, he's done a great job with all the tight ends and stuff, so it's more technical with me, getting my footwork and steps, but besides that, he's been a great coach overall.
From a blocking perspective, how is it different, though, from tight end as opposed to wide receiver when you're maybe blocking bubble screens and stuff like that?
Same concept, just like I said, the guys are just bigger. So it's getting the right leverage and just to get the blocks.
So is it that much more important to make sure you focus on leverage and technique? Because you're not the biggest guy at that position.
No, for my side, it's more about technique and leverage and all that.
How do you think you've done the last couple of games as your playing time's kind of spiked a little bit?
I think I've adjusted to the playing time well. It's definitely a learning experience, just playing more, getting acclimated to endurance, stuff like that, playing full games. But I think I've acclimated pretty well.
Were you hurt for a little bit? You came back with that elbow brace on for a while.
Yeah, in the Colorado game, I sprained my MCL. It wasn't a big deal, but I mean, we had the bye week right after that, so it's perfect timing. And the brace is pretty much precautionary. So,
what play in the Colorado game did you sprain? Because I think you were in on the flea flicker play, right?
Yeah, I wasn't on that play. It wasn't that play. It was a series after that. I was running a route and was falling to the ground and stuck my arm out, and it was all bad. So I'm good now, though.
When you see a guy like Caleb go down and then you see a guy like Austin go down, how do the rest of the tight ends kind of respond and fill in their role?
We all know that we have to step up because Caleb was a big part of our room, and he kind of set an example of how we're all supposed to play. So now that he's out, we just got to all step up in all areas of our game. So that's what we've been trying to do.
How much do you feel like you've grown and matured because you have the playing experience now of full games? Do you feel like you've grown more in the last couple of weeks than you have, the first, whatever, year and a half, 2 years you've been here?
I feel like I've grown more in just terms of the way, the speed of the game, and I also feel a lot more confident just because I've gotten more snaps and know how the game goes. So.
Have you kind of been talking to ABD about the transition because he's moving over from wide receiver to tight end? Have you kind of mentored him a little bit?
Yeah, we've been talking to him just about mainly just footwork with blocking because he was already a great blocker at the wide receiver position. He's got good leverage, good hands, and it's just a footwork thing with him, and he's going to get a lot better as the season goes on.
What's it like welcoming a new guy into your room halfway through the year?
It's definitely exciting just because it's a new face in the room. And it just ups the competition because we're all trying to play, but it's more a good thing.
When Coach Fish goes back to the game film with the tight ends and Coach Rip, what do they talk about with you that you can get better at, and what have you been doing well?
Probably the main thing is just finishing blocks because I'm pretty good on assignment and technique, but just finishing blocks and also just running routes based on the right coverages so I can get open the most.
What's it been like to play a few snaps on offense?
It's been pretty crazy, but I've been adapting to it, just doing whatever I can for the team. It's been a great opportunity, so I just got to take advantage of it.
Was the plan for you initially to redshirt this season, and then because of the injuries, they talked to you and said, we're going to need you?
Yeah, the plan initially was for me to redshirt, then some of the players start getting hurt, God bless, hopefully they get back as soon as possible, but, it's time to step up. We're playing grown man football, so, it's time to do the job, do whatever I can for the team.
Coach Moore said you'd actually been in for a couple of weeks. When did you make your first play on offense?
In the game, I made my first play on offense last week.
Okay.
But in practice, get a couple of reps here and there, behind Jordan Wilson and Austin before he got hurt.
Were you doing special teams too?
Yeah, I'm doing special teams, doing kickoff return, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You done special teams before last week?
Yeah, I did special teams before last week too.
What was it like, though, that first offensive snap going in the game? I think it was the play before the DA touchdown. You were lined up at right tight end, and I think the play looked like it might have been designed to go to you on that kind of flat route. Can you take us through that play?
Yeah, it was kind of designed to go to me. It was a little motion play for me to get the ball, It was pretty exciting, just to be out there with the team and just be able to just have the chance, but it didn't happen as it was supposed to, but hopefully it happened this week.
What's the adrenaline like when it's like your first snap and then that play is probably supposed to go to you? Is it like even more heightened, like intensity, nervousness? What are the kind of
it's not really nervous. It's just like you're here now. Your team needs you, so it's exciting. If the ball comes to you, you catch it. Catch all catchable balls. That's what Coach Rip preaches in practice. So I was hoping for, but just didn't get it. So, but it's cool.
You said you guys are playing grown man football. What qualities are kind of stand out the most to you about playing at this next level?
Just tight end, the physicality, you have to come with, just the blocking scheme. Someone has to step up and block. That's the main thing, and getting off on routes when you have a linebacker or a DN, touching. You just have, be very versatile, catching and, blocking scheme.
How do you feel about the concept of like a signature victory? I mean, obviously beating Washington would qualify. Is that important, or would that mean anything extra?
Yeah, I mean it's a big game. It's probably one of the more important games of like any of our careers at UCLA, and a huge game. So we just want to get another win, and then after that, get another win.
But when you see a national ranking in front of a team and know that they went to the college football playoffs last year, does that kind of get a little more juices flowing a little bit?
Not really. That was the team last year. I mean, my freshman year, I think we were top 10 in the nation, and then ended up 85. So, not to say they're not worthy of the ranking at all. They're a great football team, but that stuff doesn't really matter.
What's it going to take for you guys to have success against this defense? It's one of the best in the country.
Just be efficient and play our game. We can't get behind and let them play theirs and dictate the flow. We have to stay ahead of the chains and just kind of keep moving.
When you watch game film from Washington last year and they got guys like Sidney Jones, Kevin King, Budda Baker back there, were they doing stuff different last year with those guys, considering how good that those guys were?
They're just better at everything. That's kind of how you play year to year. You find your mistakes, what you weren't good at, you improve, and they've done that. They got a lot of talented guys over there, and we do on our side as well. So hopefully it'll be an explosive game.
Coach Moore talks a lot about maintaining a routine, especially on the road. How do you guys make sure you do that in different environments, different places?
I like to not even think of it as a road game and just another game. I just try to eliminate variables in sort of anything. All it is we're just playing another football game. It's the same field, the same dimensions. It's the same ball, same team. You just it's somewhere else.
You guys were good in 2015 on the road and before that, but you've lost 7 in a row. Has there been a common theme about the road that hasn't gone well, just out of your routine, or just individual things?
We played really good teams and they beat us, and we played really good teams at home and we beat them. I mean, a lot of those wins and losses were 1, 2, 3 point swings. So I mean, I think it just kind of lined up like that. I mean, some guys might feel more comfortable on the road or at home, but I just like playing on the field.
Your high school teammate Jaleel and Coach Meek came up with the forwards up thing. Have you kind of seen that taken off? Do you like that? Do you think it's kind of cool?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What was Jaleel? I know he was kind of in your ear about coming here. Was he pretty persistent in wanting you to come here? And did that have any kind of influence at all?
Not as much. I mean, all the Bosco guys that were ahead of me or behind me, they're not really trying to. They're recruiting for their schools, but they're not. We're all buddies, and we want the best for one another. So we don't want to commit someone to come to school they don't want to. So all the Bosco guys, everyone over at SC, we got with Damien and all those guys, and UCLA and shit, Colorado. It's as you're coming up, you're just more supportive, and if they have questions to answer, then we'll answer them. But we're all kind of friends and want the best for each other.